So that speech took place in November. What motivated you to deliver that speech at that time?
Well, it was interesting. It was a bit of a dare because my colleague, who's the Minister for Veterans in Canada, is a big baseball fan as well, and we were chatting about Tim Raines. And there's a period of time every day in the House of Commons where there's 15 minutes set aside for more lighthearted speeches and whatnot before a lot more of the heavier stuff is discussed. And he said, you should do a speech on Tim Raines. And I didn't have any speaking time and kind of laughed it off. And I heard back from our whip who said, hey, do you want a speaking slot? And it was just out of the blue and said, why not? And since I spoke to the minister and I didn't have anything else to speak on, I said, let's do this. So it was a bit of a dare, and wrote it. We didn't have very much time, so wrote it fairly quickly and delivered it, and it took off a bit. I didn't really think of the time. In Canada, we have a different... we celebrate Thanksgiving in October rather than November, so it was around Thanksgiving, and so apart from football, and it wasn't Thanksgiving Day. Apart from football, there's nothing going on that period of time in sports, so it got a lot of traction. And I joked with the local press here that I never thought my political career would end up on MLB.com or Sports Illustrated or USA Today. And even last night, our equivalent of Sports Center, I had a number of texts and it's like, Chris, you're on Sportsnet. I'm like, oh, really? Never thought my political career would end up there. So it's been a lot of fun, but Tim Raines is incredibly worthy, and it's great to see him get through to the Hall of Fame.
So what was your reaction when you learned that Tim Raines was making it into the Hall of Fame?
It was excitement. There's a big smile on my face. My 6-month-old son and I were watching the announcement as it came in. He may not have been as excited as I was, but it was great to see, and was excited to see the reports that leading up to it that a number of the baseball writers had changed their vote from previous years, and it was looking good going into yesterday. So I was very optimistic going into yesterday, and at 6 o'clock was thrilled to hear the news and was watching it live. So it was great. Still smiling about it.